Welcome back to the Retire as You Desire show. Today is probably going to be our best episode yet, and here's why. We're going to go through if all of these financial gurus are actually telling you the truth on social media, on the World Wide Web, on the internet. I'm going to debunk some of the things that people are saying, and I'm going to let you know if I agree with these theories and these concepts all over the internet. Stay with us. It's going to be an awesome show today. And in today's first video, we're going to talk about how to retire in 10 years. We're going to see if this gentleman is telling a great story or seeing if it actually makes sense. So let's get into the content.
How do you retire in 10 years starting with $0? Let's find out. 1. I'm going to go to networthify.com and type in my numbers like how much I make and my savings rate. 2. I'm going to invest in the S&P 500 like VOO, which gives an average annual return of 10%, and use the 4% rule to withdraw my money. 3. If I save and invest 0% of my paycheck and crunch the numbers, I'll obviously never because I live paycheck to paycheck.
Obviously.
But if I invest 10% of my paycheck, I'll retire in 33 years. 20% of my paycheck, 25 years. 40% of my paycheck, 16 years. And if I invest 60% of my paycheck, I'll be able to retire in around 10 years. But no one actually talks about how to invest, which I'll talk about in the next video.
Okay. I love calculators. First and foremost, you have to understand your numbers. And this is really a tricky part because the online calculators, they're very generic. So starting with that, it's really hard to tell if these are actual factual numbers because they're just doing an algorithm. They're just doing a calculation. So this is why it's so important to work with the financial advisor and understand what your numbers actually look like. He had mentioned basically investing in an index, which I'm a big fan of. I do for a lot of my own investing and my family's investing. But he's saying there's a 10.5% rate of return on average. You have to understand, is that after fees? You have to include fees. Does a financial advisor help you? That seems very high to me. So I don't know if that's true. Most advisors look for a 7 to 8% per annum after any cost return. So I would be careful on that. And he mentioned the 4% rule. I really feel like that has changed over the years because interest rates have been so high. They could be coming down right now. But if you don't understand that 4% rule, pretty simple. If you have $1 million, you use that 4% rule to live off of. So that would give you $40,000 of income off your portfolio. Is that enough? Probably not, especially with the inflation. And then lastly, he said that if you're starting from zero on a $50,000 income, you could retire in 10 years. But you would have to invest 60% of your income after taxes to make that happen. So how many of you could actually invest 60% of your income? I don't know very many people, especially with rent, mortgages, things becoming more expensive. So if you can, God bless. If you live frugally, God bless, but I'd be very wary of that. All right, I like this clip so much that let's check out another one from him because he has a super popular channel. Let's see if this one makes a little bit more sense.
Everyone's telling you to invest, but you think it's too late because you're 50 years old. I'm a 37-year-old self-made millionaire and former public school teacher, and these are the 3 things you need to know in your 50s.
See, teachers are one of the top 5 groups of investors that become millionaires throughout their lifetime and their working years. So I'm really interested to see what he has to say about this, especially starting to invest at 50. This is a tricky one, but let's continue.
And yes, you can share this video with a friend and save this video for later. 1. You can go to Schwab, Vanguard, or Fidelity and open a Roth IRA. The IRS lets you play catch up or contribute more money or up to $8,000 a year. This is only compared to $7,000 if you're under 50. 2. You can invest in the S&P 500 like VOO, which gives a 7 to 10% average annual return. You can also invest in the Dow Jones Industrial Average like DIA. These are the responsible companies that have been around for a long time, weathered through many storms, and most likely pays a dividend. This is not the time for penny stocks, meme stocks, IPOs, and cryptocurrencies. There's way too much risk. 3. If you invest $2,000 for the next 15 years instead of having $360,000 in your regular checking account, you'll have around $700,000 from average returns. I'll talk more about this in my next live stream. Comment invest and I'll send you an...
All right. So a few things here. One of the things that he's super correct about is these catch-up contributions. If you're over 50 years old in the US, whether it's your 401k, Roth IRA, traditional IRA, not a fan of, but you have the ability to make catch-up contributions and invest more. This should be part of your strategy, especially if you're starting at 50 and you haven't invested that much. What I think it's more important to limit your expenses and limit like your monthly contributions where you have to pay debt down. That's where you should really focus your time on. But the same gentleman in the last video said he's looking at a 10.5% rate of return, the S&P 500. And now in this video, he's saying a 7 to 10% rate of return. It's not accurate. He's not being consistent with his number. So these are the things you have to be very wary of on the internet. It's not all truthful. And he was saying the same exact investment. So another thing that he said that was super true is no penny stocks, no this, no that, no super aggressive things. This is where I agree. You want to be more consistent than right. You're not going to pick the best stock every year. You're not going to pick the best performing mutual fund. It's almost impossible because it's a percentage game at that point. But here's what I would recommend that you do is be consistent, know exactly how much you can invest every month, work with someone who could help you figure that out. But don't be doing the penny stocks. Don't be doing the super aggressive things. Just be more consistent and you're gonna see hopefully a better rate of return over your investing years. So I like this guy's content. Some of the stuff is super true, but he's not consistent and he's telling you some things that don't really make sense. So stick with us. Let's do some more clips here. So this is a fun one. Morningstar. So they are a huge ratings company. You could see the clip over my shoulder here. So Morningstar, they look at different investments and they give them ratings, how well they perform. Now, when I took notes on this article, it was all about where are people investing in America to become millionaires. So what is the most common investment that's making people millionaires in the United States? And I'm sure you can guess what this is. It's the 401k. The thing that the article stated that was super true and super accurate is all about consistency. When the markets are down, that's when you want to invest more. You want to put more money to work. It's just like buying a car, a house, or something that can appreciate in value. You're getting it at a discount. You don't want to pay full price for these things. That's why buying stocks every 2 weeks is really the best way to do that out of your paycheck. It's money out of sight, out of mind. You know it's going into investments, but you have to pick the right ones in your 401k. And then secondly, what the article didn't talk about is you do a pre-tax or a post-tax 401k. Personally, I'm a big fan of the post-tax, the Roth 401k, Roth IRAs. So going into your investing life, do you want to have taxable money in retirement or tax-free money in retirement? And the financial advisor here says tax-free is the way to be. That's what I would like to do. But it's not about being speculative and it's not about just guessing which stocks are going to be best. Pick something that's going to be consistent, and that's how you can become a millionaire inside your 401k and really not worry about what the future looks like. Being consistent is more important than being right. So Morningstar, love this article. Okay, next video here. We are going to listen to Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. Now, I'm a big fan of his because he tells the truth. He's very direct. He's like a no-nonsense kind of guy. That's how you need to be when it comes down to investing. But this clip is about your mindset. I really think your mindset determines your altitude in life and where you go in life. You have to have the right mindset about money, and you have to believe in yourself. So let's learn what Mr. O'Leary has to say here.
How did you make your first $1 million? And what was that like?
You know,
How old were you,
that's a
Tim?
very good question because I'll give advice to people. It's almost impossible to make your first $1 million. You work your off. It's so hard. And what it really takes to do is to have the discipline of not buying you don't need. To make that first mill is you got to invest it. The market's going to make you 8%. I kind of ground my way there And then I thought, well, my sights are on 5. It's going to be impossible. It wasn't as hard to get 5 as it was to 1. Then 50 was my next goal. I said, if I can get to 5, why can't I get to 50? This may sound insane, but to get to 50, you just have to love what you're doing. Once you're an entrepreneur and you're building a business and you're at it every day, I woke up one day and went, there it is. And then the Hunsky is your next one. You know, it's
Hunsky.
It's sort of like
Savage.
and then there comes a point where, well, I don't need any more money. This is good. I need more time. Because the whole deal, the reason you work your off is to be free. That's the whole point.
Ooh. Wow. I think everyone should watch this video. So Kevin O'Leary, first and foremost, he talks about time. That is your most valuable asset. I have this conversation with my wife and with a lot of our clients. It's like, why are you spending your time doing something that's making you miserable? If you hate what you're doing, save as much as you can and retire early and find your purpose and your passion in life. That's the best advice I can give you from this video. But he's right. It's really difficult to become a millionaire. It's almost impossible. It's all about not buying the stuff that you don't need and investing that money instead. And that's what frees up your time. That's what the Retire As You Desire lifestyle is all about. It's what we help our people do. Buy back their time. Make every day a Saturday. It's a beautiful thing. That last clip was amazing. I thought it was so truthful. And if you have something that you want me to really debunk and see if it's true, send it my way, bill@bloomfinancial.us. Stick with us after the break. We're gonna have some more great content to share with you.
How would you like to go on a 5-star vacation for just $99? We're talking about the quality of a Westgate resort for $99. Not for one night, but for 3 fantastic nights at one of their luxurious destinations across the United States. And you'll even get a free $100 Visa gift card just for making a reservation. We've got some of the choicest destinations that you'll love in the United States that you can choose from for just $99 for a 3-night stay. Take your family, take a special loved one, but get away. Go on vacation with Westgate Resorts. Call now to make a reservation for just $99, and you get a free $100 Visa gift card. Call Westgate right now and book your vacation. Here's the number.
Call 877-930-3491. That's 877-930-3491. Again, 877-930-3491.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now. Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Welcome back to the Retire As You Desire show. Today is probably going to be our best episode yet, and here's why. We're going to go through if all of these financial gurus are actually telling you the truth on social media, on the World Wide Web, on the internet. I'm going to debunk some of the things that people are saying, and I'm going to let you know if I agree with these theories and these concepts all over the internet. Stay with us. It's going to be an awesome show today. Let's watch the next video.
Successful people see opportunity in every failure. Normal people see failure in every opportunity. Both are right, only one gets rich.
This one hits home. Mindset, 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 mindset. You know, I've gotten rid of a lot of people in my life who are negative. If you have the victim mentality, if you have the mindset where it's always happening to me, there's always a problem, you're very negative, you know, you're right. But the people who want to solve problems or can always find a solution, those are the people who get ahead in life. Those are the people who have more meaningful relationships. Those are the people who can become rich. It's really hard to become wealthy when you're negative all the time. So I love this video. This one hits me right in the heart, right in the chest. And it's so true. Take stock of your time. Are you thinking negatively all day long? And if you are, it's probably time for a new habit. This video could help you do that. All right, let's get into another one. And this is about debt and mortgages. Let's listen to the clip.
Here's how you pay off your 30-year mortgage 14 years faster. Let's say you have a loan amount of $300,000. You're on a 30-year fix, 6% interest rate. Your monthly payment is about $1,800. If you actually make one extra payment every quarter of $1,800 and write on the check, principal only, top of that, you still gotta make your regular payments. But if you make one extra payment every quarter, you will save a little over $176,000 with the interest, and you'll pay off your mortgage basically 13 years, 8 months faster.
Okay. So all the viewers out there, do you want to pay your mortgage off faster? This is really a brilliant trick. And when I ran the numbers, it's pretty accurate. He's spot on. This gentleman is big in real estate, has a huge social media following. His advice is, if you have a 30-year mortgage, and let's say your monthly payment is $1,800, what he's recommending that you do is make an extra principal-only payment. This is the key here. You can't just send in an extra $1,800. The mortgage company is not going to put it automatically towards your principal. So you have to be very specific when you're making the payment online. Principal only, especially when you're making additional payments. Always keep this in mind. But on this scenario, if you do this, that extra $1,800 a month, it may be a lot for some people, but that could help you get debt-free a lot faster. You could actually retire earlier if you don't have that bad debt, potentially. And then think about what you could do with an extra $176,000 worth of money. Probably a lot of things. That could be a lot of vacations. That could be a lot of investing. That could be Roth IRAs or Roth 401ks where you actually match and maximize your contributions. That could turn into hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars into the future or the next generation in your family's future. So I love this video. I'm super on board with this. And another tip that one of my friends gave me is this. When you have your mortgage payment, let's use the same $1,800 a month, you're able to cut interest faster if you pay $900 towards the loan on the 15th of the month and then another $900 towards the first of the month. So you're doing 2 payments, but what you're doing is paying down your interest faster. It makes a huge difference for your debt load on the loan. And when you look at your amortization schedule, you should always have this out. And this is very boring and most people don't even know where theirs are. But actually look at how much interest you're paying on your loan. If you just bought a house in 2024, your rates are around 7%. You're paying a ton of interest. Doing something like this or making 2 payments a month that add up to your monthly payment, That could save you a ton of money, and that's going to allow you to potentially retire earlier and make more money on your investments. So all great advice here. Love this idea. Let me know if you implement this in your own financial life. This lady has a huge following, and I'm gonna share another video of hers next. It's saying, don't do this if you want to be financially free. It's basically telling you what not to do. And what she's doing is, are you gonna create income streams? Are you gonna create investments? Are you gonna work on yourself? Or are you spending 5 hours a day on your phone? Are you looking at social media? Are you doing the things that you probably shouldn't be doing? This is the hard part about telling yourself the truth in life. I see it with people. Actually knowing how much time you're spending on your phone. You'd have a report. Like, I have it sent to me every Sunday, and I do a lot of work on my phone because I'm calling people and talking to people, sending emails. So my time is definitely spread between my computer and my phone, depending if I'm in or out of the office. But if you're spending all of your time on social media, probably watching this, probably not a good thing. Read that book. Stop the Netflix, stop the YouTube. Do the things that could make you money. And that's how you get ahead in life. Those are the mentally strong people who want to make a difference in their own worlds. But spending time on social media is probably not the best thing to do. So totally agree with what she's saying here. If you've found a way to stop the social media scrolling, or if you've changed your habits, let me know. I would love to hear what's worked for you so that we can share that with our audience for the show that's been growing, and love you guys tuning into the show every Friday. So let's watch another video from this awesome entrepreneur. All right, so this lady talks about your portfolio dropping during a market crash. Everybody needs to know what to do during these times. This is gonna make or break your financial future. So watch this, let's see what happens.
Oh, look, a strawberry. Oh, look, a strawberry. I really like it.
So she's saying, oh, look, a strawberry. She's referring to the red, meaning the markets are down. This is a gift for every single true investor in the world. Think about this. If you can get your house on a 50% off discount, would you jump on that? I think any smart and intelligent investor would probably say yes. The same is true for stocks. You need to change your mindset around growth because you make your most money by investing when things are bad. That's really when you make the most amount of money. So when things are down, when the markets and the media is all over the place and telling you panic, 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 that's when you need to be greedy and say, this is good for me. This is gonna make you money over the long term. What we shouldn't be doing here is selling. You're better off in your investments in buying more when things are down versus panicking like what most people do. You have to realize when you're selling a stock or you're selling a mutual fund, someone on the other side is buying that. So they're getting your asset that you're selling at a discount, and they're gonna make money over time if they hold that. That's the key to investing. So love what she's saying here. Do not panic when the markets are down. You're gonna be ahead into the future if you just hold and invest more. Let's get into some more videos. All right, Safe Money Matt. The top 4 ways to minimize taxes in retirement. This should be a good one. For all the loyal viewers out there, you know I love taxes. You know I love talking taxes in retirement, because this is the #1 thief of your money is taxes, especially in retirement, if you're not planning very well. So let's watch and see what he has to say.
The top 4 ways to minimize taxes in retirement. The first one is to fully maximize the lowest marginal tax brackets. So right now, you can take $123,000 a year out of your taxable retirement accounts as a married couple, and it will be taxed at an overall rate of less than 9% if you're using the 0% bracket, the 10% bracket, and the 12% bracket. So that's a very effective way to take taxable money out of your retirement accounts. So you want to start doing that early in retirement and not wait until you're forced. Second is to start leveraging capital gains taxes. So having some money in some non-retirement accounts allows you to pay some capital gains rates instead of income rates, which can often be lower. Third is owning some assets that can provide some tax-free income. So this can be things like cash value life insurance, it can be Roth IRAs, or you can actually use a reverse mortgage on some of the equity in your home. Fourth is in the caption.
Okay, and that number 4 tip that he has is conversions. It's in the captions here. Let's go through this because he's spot on about most of this. It's pretty good. As a financial advisor, this is something that I'm preaching to my clients day in and day out. 2026, tax laws are changing, folks. So nothing we do about it. So he is really spot on about number 1. I love that. And number 2, capital gains. I'm kind of on the fence with this one. Let's face it, if you go into a next tax bracket, it's not the end of the world, but it's more important to understand, is it gonna tax your Social Security more or your Medicare premiums more? Those are the things you need to look out for. It's not the next tax bracket. Number 3, put your money into tax-free vehicles. I love this. I think he's super spot on with this. Tax-free is the way to be. I'm a big fan of putting money into accounts that will not tax you ever again in retirement. But the reverse mortgage, that's scary to me. There's so many rules and regulations. That's something to be wary of. But overall, I think he has some great ideas here. They're not perfect. This is why you want to be careful. As you can tell, not all things are the truth on the internet. Just because you see something on social media, don't initially 100% trust it. And after the break, I'm going to share with you some amazing videos that make so much sense and should actually probably follow. So stay with us right after the break.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
What if you could make a free phone call and reduce your car payment by as much as $83 a month? Right now, you could be paying as high as 20% interest. Your new interest rate could be reduced to as low as 2.48%. You can refinance any existing car loan or leased car and save money every month. Take 5 minutes of your time right now. Make this free phone call and learn how to save hundreds of dollars a year refinancing your existing car loan.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
How would you like to go on a 5-star vacation for just $99? We're talking about the quality of a Westgate resort for $99. Not for one night, but for 3 fantastic nights at one of their luxurious destinations across the United States. And you'll even get a free $100 Visa gift card just for making a reservation. We've got some of the choicest destinations that you'll love in the United States that you can choose from for just $99 for a 3-night stay. Take your family, take a special loved one, but get away. Go on vacation with Westgate Resorts. Call now to make a reservation for just $99, and you get a free $100 Visa gift card. Call Westgate right now and book your vacation. Here's the number.
Call 877-930-3491. That's 877-930-3491. Again, 877-930-3491.
Welcome back to the Retire As You Desire show. Today is probably going to be our best episode yet. We're going to go through if all of these financial gurus are actually telling you the truth on social media, and I'm going to let you know if I agree with these theories and these concepts all over the internet. Okay, I have another one from Safe Money Matt. First of all, no investing is ever 100% safe. So let's be honest, the name is a little deceiving just from a trust standpoint. I think every investor knows safe money is probably not going to make you a lot of money. That's the old saying anyways. But let's watch his video about 3 reasons you might want to rely on the markets first for early retirement income.
Reasons you might want to rely on the market first for early retirement income. Number 1 is you maximize your fixed income sources in retirement. So this might mean a pension, an income annuity, or Social Security. Either way, you have these buckets of income that are growing at a guaranteed rate. So you're better off allowing those to grow at that guaranteed rate for as long as possible, so that when you activate those income sources, you have a lot higher income source for the rest of your life that's guaranteed. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that you can take much higher income withdrawals from the market on a shorter time frame. So the 4% rule says that you can only take about 4% a year out of the market, but that's if you need that income to last for about 30 years. So if you only need that income for 6 or 7 years, you can actually take a lot higher income withdrawal than just 4%. Number 3 is you can always activate your guaranteed income sources early. So if you rely on the market and the market doesn't do well, you can always turn on your income early.
All right, cool. This is good. This is really good. He's talking about annuities here, and this is something that's very controversial. You have the guys like Ken Fisher who are completely off base on things. He's not a guru. His reputation speaks for himself on Wall Street after some of the comments that he made in past years. What this video is stating is that if you invest inside of an annuity product, here's one of the ways that they could work. This is not a blanket recommendation. This is not for everyone. But if you would like to have a reliable source of income in retirement, annuities could be a great vehicle for that. And here's why. Let's pretend you're 60 and you want to definitely retire at 65, and you want to take the guesswork out of the markets over the next 5 years. Some annuities have what's called a step-up or a guaranteed income rider, where they are going to allow your income purposes, not your account value. Your dollars are going to fluctuate with the markets, but your income value could grow on a guaranteed income basis depending on the strength of that insurance company. That's why you want to pick a really strong financial company who has great benefits. But that's allowing you to purchase your income early with a lower amount of income. So that way, by the time you hit 65, you know you could have a reliable source of income. And those guarantees are based on the insurance company's strength. So you put the risk onto their book of business, not on yours. So market's bad for 3 years, like it was from 2001 through 2003. And if you retired during those years, the markets were sort of all over the place. If you held, you remained pretty good. But the thing is, if you purchased an annuity a couple years prior to that, it could help you generate that lifelong retirement income, and it actually gives you more confidence so that you don't have to worry about the market dropping 20-30% the year before you retire. There's different riders, different features. You have to understand the ins and outs of them because they're complex. But that's why you want to work with a fiduciary advisor like myself who knows about these products and implements them when they're needed at the right time. So I love that idea. He talked about the 4% rule. This is usually over a 30-year period. Now, we talked about this earlier in the show. This is something that's a little outdated, but if you have a portfolio or a bucket of money and you only want to have money for 6 or 7 years, like you want to go on trips for the next 7 years in a row, this is a great way to put this into the bucket approach where you put 50 grand or 100 grand into a certain type of investment, and that's your travel fund. We do this for people all the time. This allows you to spend that money freely. It's not going to affect your future retirement income because it's allocated to the right places. So I like that idea. And then as far as early income goes, this goes back to the annuity portion of things. If your health changes or if you need income earlier, you could always turn on those income streams early. You don't have to wait those full 5 years in the example from earlier. So it gives you flexibility to turn on income. And if the markets perform really well, and if you get a big bump in your income, which is possible to make that happen, that could allow you to retire early. And that's what the Retire As You Desire lifestyle is all about. Okay, another video here. This one's a little controversial, and I'm sort of on board with this actually. It's all about where are your dollars gonna go in retirement. You guys know I love tax-free money, but let's watch this. Short and sweet. All right, so you watched the video and it's basically saying if you have $500,000 saved in a pre-tax 401k, it's saying that this is gonna turn into $20,000 of taxable income. The reason why whomever made this video says it's $20,000 is because you're gonna pay taxes on your distributions throughout your whole entire life. And they're probably using that 4% rule that's been very popular throughout modern time investing. But they're saying that if you were to put that money into an IUL, full disclosure, this is something that I do for my own future and my retirement. It's not a blanket recommendation, but if you were to put that $500,000 over time inside of a life insurance policy, you could have $42,000 of tax-free income for the rest of your life. We need to take a pause here because this is one of the myths that's going around all over social media, and I get questions about this all the time. In order for this to actually happen, your IUL has to have an investment inside of it that allows you to have a rate of return on your money. So if you put it into a fixed account that pays you 2%, it's probably highly unlikely that you could derive $42,000 of income out of your life insurance throughout the rest of your life. And who knows how long you're gonna live for. But the way that life insurance policies remain tax-free from an income standpoint is because you borrow money against the cash value. So number one, the cash value has to grow, which is great. There's opportunities to do that. Not every policy is the same. You definitely want to work with a fiduciary advisor who could look at a ton of different options for you depending on your needs and cost. But overall, I like this idea. It's very generic. The $42,000 may not be true. It depends on the market returns, or it actually depends on the returns of your policy. And they're not all made the same, and the fees inside the policies. But you potentially could have that tax-free income stream throughout your lifetime. But again, you're borrowing against the cash value, and you want to know that going into it. And it's never guaranteed. It's never guaranteed. You do have the ability to pay the loans back. But if you don't pay them back, and if you took out $1 million life insurance policy, that's going to diminish your death benefit. So you can't really have your cake and eat it too. if you're taking withdrawals out of your IUL or a life insurance policy. So keep that in mind. All right, this is an important one to talk about. How much to invest to retire a millionaire? There's a ton of calculators out there. There's a ton of ideas around this. But I think everyone should become a millionaire because you become a different person. You become hopefully a better person. Money could definitely be a trigger to allow you to buy different things or become a different person. But it's not about that. It's about the financial potential security for your future. And that way you're not reliant on other people or the government to give you income in retirement. So let's watch this.
Let's pretend you are 35 years old and you want to retire at age 67. And just pretend you have $5,000 already in investments and you put $500 a month towards retirement at an 11% return. You click a little calculate button and that means you will have $1.9 million at age 67. You guys, the power of investing. Now, if you want to plug in your own numbers, have some fun with this. Just comment invest below to check out our investing calculator. But this should be a motivator when it comes to investing. I want you to be debt-free with a fully funded emergency fund, but invest 15% of your income into retirement, you guys, and it is amazing what can happen. Compound interest, it's going to be your friend.
All right, cool things here. The calculator, so they're promoting their calculator, which is great. She said that if you average an 11% rate of return, this is high. You really need to be picking really aggressive investments, or when the markets are down, you're reinvesting more. That's gonna give you that opportunity to hit 11% rate of returns year over year. I don't think that's likely. I think that 7 to 8% is more realistic. So I think she's over exaggerating here. Another thing that drives me crazy is when financial gurus or these online personas say, because she's not a financial advisor, not licensed, these are just advice pieces. You want to work with someone and trust someone who has their securities licenses to give you financial advice, because this is all generic. So only investing 15%, don't get me wrong, it's a great starting point. But the thing is, if you could do 20, 30, 40%, then you're going to be in a much higher income standpoint for future retirement dollars. And instead of 67, like she's saying, it might be 60. That might be 55. That's the real game here, is how are you going to maximize your money? And expecting 11% rate of return year over year is probably not likely. So not fully in agreement with her. As you can see, there's a ton of great information on the web, but after the break, I'm going to share with you one story that may or may not be truthful. So stay with us.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Llama a tu amigo Trip Amigo. Una llamada a Trip Amigo te consigue el billete más barato a cualquier destino. Solo dinos a dónde quieres ir y Trip Amigo busca entre cientos de miles de ofertas disponibles en billetes aéreos y hospedaje también. Nuestros clientes ahorran hasta el 75% en las tarifas aéreas y reservaciones de hoteles. Llama ahora mismo. Tu amigo Trip Amigo te consigue los mejores precios de billetes aéreos y hotel.
If you're on supplemental oxygen, heavy and awkward tanks can be a burden. Now, you can leave home and leave the tanks behind with Inogen, portable oxygen therapy that moves with you.
With my Inogen, now I'm able to do the things that I've always loved. I just press the button here, and there's my oxygen.
Inogen systems are so small and light, you're free to leave the house without the hassles of an oxygen tank.
I could play golf again. I could go grocery shopping. I'm free again.
With the Inogen, I can handle my own oxygen. I can carry my own oxygen. I go anywhere with this. Look how small it is.
And right now, you can try an Inogen portable oxygen system for 30 days risk-free. Call us right now. If you qualify, we'll send you an Inogen system to use for 30 days risk-free. Your insurance may even cover your new Inogen system.
If you're on oxygen, you need to be using an Inogen.
Call 800-367-1753. That's 800-367-1753.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Welcome back to the Retire As You Desire show. Today is probably going to be our best episode yet. We're going to go through if all of these financial gurus are actually telling you the truth on social media, and I'm going to let you know if I agree with these theories and these concepts all over the internet. Yeah, I think it's so funny on a lot of financial literacy. We were talking during the break, the team here, is you see this. If you could only get a 37% rate of return, right, you could get to where you want to be. It's highly unlikely you're going to do that every year. So it's more about being consistent, especially the Morningstar article. We're going to put that link to it as well. But it's all about being consistent. You have the guys like Ken Fisher who are completely off base on things. He's not a guru. His reputation speaks for himself on Wall Street after some of the comments that he made in past years. But his company is all about, we don't do annuities, we just do investments. He's just trying to charge people fees. The thing is that if you invest inside of an annuity product, here's one of the ways that they could work. This is not a blanket recommendation. This is not for everyone. But if you would like to have a reliable source of income in retirement, annuities could be a great vehicle for that. And here's why. Let's pretend you're 60 and you want to definitely retire at 65 and you want to take the guesswork out of the markets over the next 5 years. Some annuities have what's called a step up or a guaranteed income rider, where they are going to allow your income purposes, not your account value. Your dollars are going to fluctuate with the markets, but your income value could grow on a guaranteed income basis depending on the strength of that insurance company. That's why you want to pick a really strong financial company who has great benefits. But that's allowing you to purchase your income early with a lower amount of income. So that way, by the time you hit 65, you know you could have a reliable source of income. And those guarantees are based on the insurance company's strength. So you put the risk onto their book of business, not on yours. So if the market's bad for 3 years, like it was from 2001 through 2003, and if you retired during those years, the markets were sort of all over the place. If you held, you remained pretty good. But the thing is, if you purchased an annuity a couple years prior to that, it could help you generate that lifelong retirement income, and it actually gives you more confidence so that you don't have to worry about the market dropping 20-30% the year before you retire. There's different riders, the features, you have to understand the ins and outs of them because they're complex. But that's why you want to work with a fiduciary advisor like myself who knows about these products and implements them when they're needed at the right time. Now, let's jump into a new video here. It's all about if the 401k is a scam. There are some naysayers out there, but the 401k was created basically to help you become self-sufficient and to become a potential millionaire. And that, here in America, is the #1 vehicle to help people become a millionaire. So let's watch this.
Say the weird thing.
What if a 401k was just a tax code, invented back in 1978 to help the ultra-wealthy reduce their taxable liabilities and convince employees walking away from pensions, so now all the risk is moved from the employer to the employee, and now all the employees have to pay the taxes in retirement?
So a lot of this is true, folks. It's kind of crazy. It's unfortunate, too. The ERISA Act was created in 1974. It was a way for companies to not offer pensions anymore because it was a liability on their balance sheets. And they realized that people are living longer and they were responsible for paying them lifetime income. So there was a shift in the 70s. This is true. The 401k is part of a tax code. All of this is. But the thing is, it's up to you to be self-sufficient. You shouldn't rely on other people. You should make your own bread, right? You should be responsible for your own financial futures. And a lot of people don't want to take it into their own hands to do it. It's scary, it's risky, so people say. But Jim Rohn said, it's riskier not to take the action to get ahead, and you don't want to stay stuck. So part of this is true. I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy theories. But the thing is, the government has created a way for them to have taxation over your retirement dollars into the future. And I think that's really where this video was going. If you have all of your money, let's say $1 million in a pre-tax 401k, you don't own $1 million. You have a partnership with the government. And that's called taxation. That's what we want to avoid. So going back to what one of the other gentlemen said on his video was, try and get to that 12% tax bracket and reallocate money into tax-free vehicles. That way, you're not taxed to death in retirement. So if you need help with this kind of planning, that's what we do here at Bloom Financial. I'm pretty much in agreement with a lot of this, besides the cryptic nature of this. All right, Scott Galloway. This guy's brilliant, really brilliant. Big fan of his. He talks a lot about just money and investing. He's the kind of guy who's already made it, so let's just preference that. But he's also been divorced. He's also lost 60% of his assets. He's very wise, and he's been there, done that. And I think this video is going to hit home with a lot of people, so let's watch this.
Willingness to eat and endure rejection is the only way you're going to score above your weight class professionally and personally. If you want to marry or date people who are nicer, higher character, and hotter than you, then it's really easy. Get used to rejection. If you want to score above your economic weight class, if you want people to look at you in 20 years ago, I wouldn't have guessed he'd be that successful, then get ready to eat, because that means walking up to strangers, emailing people, taking risks, risking public failure by trying to raise money, starting businesses that might fail publicly. And here's reality. 98% of people aren't willing to endure rejection. Everyone's so impressed that I'm an entrepreneur. The only difference is I'm willing to sign the front of checks, not the back of checks. The majority of people would never put their own money into their own venture.
Wow. Most people are not willing to sign the front of the check. They're only willing to sign the back of the check, cashing them. Holy cow. The fear of rejection cripples people from a financial standpoint. Investing $100,000, $1 million. That's truly how the 1% or the 2%, however you want to look at that, of the richest people on the planet, that's how they get ahead, is they invest in themselves, they write big checks. Amazing things happen when you write big checks, when you join a new group or you invest in yourself or take a class. That's how you get ahead. You have to get rid of the fear of rejection. I remember when I first started my business, I had to start over again. I was working the 100 hours a week. It was a nightmare picking up the phone, trying to set appointments. I literally lost all my clients. but you have to be willing to have grit and that determination to get ahead. And that's why it's so important to just take the risk, because when you're on your deathbed, you're gonna sit back and realize, I probably should have done things differently. And that is such a nightmare for me. Hopefully, all these videos have given you a ton of confidence to go out and do the things that you are meant to do with your life, and that's be amazing. So I'm really glad that you've been watching the show today. So if you like this show's format, let us know. The content that we create is all for you. My team and I work diligently to bring you the best information possible and to really help you throughout your financial journey. If there's something missing, always let us know. We want to help you. Reach out to us at bill@bloomfinancial.us, and we would be happy to incorporate your ideas and your questions into our show. Do you really need help with your own personal financial guidance? Reach out to us, 773-326-8472. We would love to help you throughout your financial journey. And stay tuned. Every Friday night, 6 p.m. Central, we have great new content just like this. Thank you for being the best part of the Retire As You Desire show. Be well. Hey everybody, Bill Bloom here. We've been getting a ton of amazing feedback about the Retire As You Desire TV show. We used to have the podcast. The TV show is now being part of our podcast. So the story behind this and how it came to fruition is I went down to Houston to be on an incredible entrepreneur's 2 television shows. And while I was down at the studio, the producers were asking me, you know what? I like you on camera. Would you like to have your own TV show? So I said yes, of course. I would love to provide value. And this was a way for our clients and our viewers to really get in touch with what we're doing at Bloom Financial, how people can actually retire as you desire, and what it actually means. And the whole entire TV show is about giving people value, showing people how they can actually retire with confidence. And I want to show people the steps on how to retire as you desire in the simplest way possible. Every Friday night at 6 p.m., we're going to have a new television show filled with great guests, great information about investing and retirement and tax planning. You could find our show available on Now Media TV and the Epic Fit Network every single Friday night at 6 p.m. Central.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
¿Tiene un carro, camioneta o SUV viejo en su casa? Aunque no funcione y piense que es chatarra, usted puede llamar al número en pantalla y donarlo a Susan G. Komen para ayudar a salvar una vida. Nuestro personal calificado va hasta su domicilio a recogerlo de forma totalmente gratis. La donación de su automóvil, camioneta o SUV viejo ayuda a apoyar a las personas afectadas por el cáncer de mama, así como también al trabajo vital de Komen en investigación, atención al paciente y educación. Necesitamos su ayuda. Tal vez considere que su auto viejo es chatarra o que no vale nada, pero ese auto no deseado es importante para que Susan G. Komen continúe ayudando a las personas con cáncer de mama. Llame al número en pantalla hoy. Iremos a recoger su auto rápidamente. También recibirá una deducción de impuestos por su donación caritativa. Ayúdenos a ayudar. Llame ya.
How would you like to go on a 5-star vacation for just $99? We're talking about the quality of a Westgate resort for $99. Not for one night, but for 3 fantastic nights at one of their luxurious destinations across the United States. And you'll even get a free $100 Visa gift card just for making a reservation. We've got some of the choicest destinations that you'll love in the United States that you can choose from for just $99 for a 3-night stay. Stay, take your family, take a special loved one, but get away. Go on vacation with Westgate Resorts. Call now to make a reservation for just $99, and you get a free $100 Visa gift card. Call Westgate right now and book your vacation. Here's the number.
Call 877-930-3491. That's 877-930-3491. Again, 877-930-3491.
Are you on Medicaid and in need of bladder control and incontinence products? Then stay tuned for a free offer from Active Style. At Active Style, we understand your needs and offer convenient home delivery of incontinence products for children and adults. And they may be available at no cost to you if you're Medicaid eligible. Our products have a super absorbed